Hello, there's Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astrologist. Welcome to Star Codes, where today we're going to look at the very exciting, positive Taurus full moon. I'm very happy about this full moon because it falls in between two very dynamic new moons, the Scorpio new moon at the end of October and the Sagittarius new moon at the end of November. And they're, let's put it this way, very activating. And this Taurus full moon, on the other hand, is calm, peaceful, and extremely positive. There's so much good news to report, including that it happens on the 12th of November. And so it activates the number 12 for 2019, a 12 universal year. So we have the 1212 code, which we'll go into. This is all about self-growth and learning through joy and using your imagination in a creative way and celebration. And so we're going to cover the impact of Taurus, all the positive transits associated with this full moon, how Saturn and Pluto are activated in a really brilliant way, and what transit is exactly sextile during this new moon on the 12th of November. That is so empowering, giving you a lot of strength and confidence. And of course, we'll end as usual with tips on how to leverage the Taurus full moon, both in your professional and your personal life. So full moons always create a culmination of energy. And when the new moon begins things, the full moon is the celebration, and it's much more emotional because it is like a celebration. And because it's happening on the 12th of November in a 12 universal year, 12 reduces to 3, which is a number of joy and celebration. So there is an emotional aspect to the full moon that is mirrored in the 1212 code because of that number 3. So the heart center, your feelings will be expanded even more during this Taurus full moon, but in a very positive way. So 12 reminds us that we are students of life. It is the number of growth and learning, but in a creative, imaginative way. So we're going to look later into how to put this 1212 code into practice in your life. Now, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Similar story. Venus loves creativity and pleasure and using your imagination. It governs your values. It governs artistic expression. So you'll definitely be more attracted to beauty and art. And then Taurus is calm to begin with. It is an earth sign, very grounding energy. It is all about productivity and raising your self-esteem. Your values are much more clear and simple. And Taurus also is the ruler of the second house in astrology, which is the house of financial flow. So it allows you to expand and focus on how to turn your gifts into practical outcomes that generate money. And it governs love, it governs security, it governs your voice and personal resources. So we have all these wonderful qualities. We have patience, we have self-worth, we have perseverance, sensual pleasure, contentment, and peace, all activated in general with this Taurus full moon. And by the way, you don't need to be a Taurus or have a Taurus moon or have a Taurus ascendant rising sign to benefit from this forecast, because you have Taurus somewhere in your chart. So this full moon falls in your chart somewhere. And of course, the sun is in Scorpio opposite the full moon in Taurus. Now, your sensuality is heightened more. You enjoy hugging, you more tactile connections, massage, anything sensual that's comforting, or aromas, tastes add to the pleasure of Taurus, because Taurus loves to experience pleasure. So there is also the aspect of beautiful possessions and material comforts that are accentuated. And you just have extra appreciation in general for your life and for those comforts, more gratitude. Also, because Taurus is an earth sign, the rapport with nature is really, really strong. And so if you go out and spend time in nature during this full moon, it'll bring you that inner peace that Taurus is known for. So there are solid foundations here. There's thoroughness in completing projects, persistence in moving through obstacles, progressing step by step. and the patience and reliability that come with just following through and being dependable and trustworthy. So those are the strong values and also the boundaries that Taurus sets in order to have your accomplishments come to fruition. Now, the shadow side of Taurus, there's always a shadow side to every number and every sign. And in Taurus's case, it is the stubbornness, the resistance to change, because it is an earth sign and very grounded. It can, the bull, the Taurus bull, can just barge through and move forward without looking at the consequences sometimes. And there can be attachment and there can be possessiveness as well with this sign. Overall, this is a beautiful full moon for self-acceptance because Taurus is so, in a way, simple. It values the simple things, and that includes who you are at soul level and accepting who you are at soul level. Now let's look at the amazing transits during this Taurus full moon. They are fantastic. We're going to start though with the one transit that is more challenging. It happens, this full moon, during a Mercury retrograde, and as it happens, Mercury is exactly opposite this full moon. So moon opposite Mercury retrograde, it does increase your psychic awareness because Mercury retrograde does have you go within. But you feel more delicate. You feel that intuitive engagement in a way that's more introverted. So writing letters, accepting things on a level that is internally stimulated is very important. So sharing your internal sensitive feelings and readjusting to things. Mercury retrograde is anyway about reflection and looking at things from a different perspective, a more internal perspective. So you need that extra rest because there are going to be some readjustments you need to make. You don't want to engage in heated discussions. Mercury does govern communication. And so this opposition means to the moon means emotionally you may be stimulated to the point where you may be reactive. So channel any tension that you feel in a discussion into writing or sharing your feelings with someone you trust and not pushing into reactionary mode here. Now the sun will be conjunct Mercury retrograde because the sun is opposite to the moon. And this Mercury retrograde happens in Scorpio where the sun is currently. So that really puts your focus on thinking practically, which Taurus also loves, setting goal very, very consciously. Your thoughts may move faster than normal now, so you have to adapt to any variety, curiosity that stimulates you. And it's also very helpful for being conscious of your goals. Your sun is your light. So when the sun and Mercury retrograde come together, you internalize your goals. You really can understand intellectually how to achieve them. And of course, you want to wait a little bit until Mercury stations direct on the 20th of November before you really, forge ahead with the implementation side of creating those goals. So any kind of communication is very, very supported when Mercury and the sun come together. Then we have the moon trine Saturn. And of course, the moon is also trine Pluto. This is really exciting news because Saturn and Pluto are the two planets that are coming together for the big stellium in January, on the 12th of January. Here's the number 12 again. So 12 is such an important number too because it governs the 12 signs, the 12 months, the 12 hours that we have in half a day in terms of the clock going around, right? That's 12. There's so many connections to that number that define our human experience. Here we have the 12 inches in a foot, right? We have a lot of beautiful connections also in the Bible, the 12 apostles. So we want to look at this connection of Saturn, Pluto coming together on January 12th and this 12/12 full moon in Taurus. Taurus and Capricorn are earth signs. They like each other. They're grounding. They're peaceful. They make you feel like you can actually calm down and take stock and protect yourself with boundaries, right? It's very important, this connection with the number 12, which is obviously about learning and being the eternal student of life. So the moon trine Saturn, Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, so Saturn is very much about step-by-step Capricornian accomplishment. And so when the full moon trine Saturn, there is emotional strength and taking your feelings really seriously, allowing you to focus on those long-term goals and taking responsibility for your well-being, using that self-control to stay on track so you can settle important matters. And it's really good for working in seclusion and, looking at the details before you move into a negotiation, for example, so you can confidently step up and fulfill your sense of duty. So it's really, really good for just discovering your internal resource of strength and doing so with a mentor as well. Saturn governs wise, older people. So if you have somebody that you like to turn to in a mentorship or an elder who you respect, this will really enhance your growth around this time. So the moon is also trying to Pluto, and this brings deep emotional insights, and emotionally you just feel very not only sensitive and psychic and able to read people, but confident and assertive and taking emotional leadership, taking emotional authority, right? Feelings can really transform you now with Pluto and create a rebirth. You may be deeply moved about something or someone, a conversation you have, or something you discover, and it moves you to the core. So you're in touch with your subconscious, and that really helps you get to the truth of the matter. And so that means your interactions, whether it is with life in general or people, is really enhanced as well. So you're connecting deeply to who you are at that very deep subconscious soul level. It is just your heart being engaged, giving you the confidence to step up and lead from a place of passion and love. So that's beautiful too. Now let's go back to Saturn, because Saturn sextiles the sun, and so that allows you to absorb information and emotions in a quieter setting so you can make gradual, lasting progress. That is important to note. So pay very, very close attention to details, and you'll know that just taking on your responsibilities that might at other times feel like a burden, it's just much more easy when the sun sextiles Saturn. So the other thing about Saturn is it allows you to leave a long-term impact. So whatever you do around this full moon in Taurus will actually impact you for a long time, and I'm sure it'll actually move right through to that stellium moment in January, the one that we're moving towards. In every video I give, I talk about it because it is so big. It hasn't happened in 500 years, and this time the Sun and Mercury join Saturn and Pluto and Capricorn. So it's really, really a huge event that we're now really in the midst of, because Saturn and Pluto are now coming together for that final push until they meet on January 12th. So then we also have the moon sextile Neptune and the sun trine Neptune. And Neptune and Saturn actually are forming a beautiful sextile all year, and it comes together during this full moon. So the moon is connected in a very spiritual way to your origins, your galactic origins, that you come from the stars, and you have the drive to go more deeply into that connection. You're open to it. You're like, okay, yeah, I have a spiritual side that I really want to explore. It's not just living on earth and having my career, my job, and my family and my health. It's also a whole nother side of me that goes way beyond the conscious experience. There's a subconscious, the unconscious, the superconscious experience, and that's what Neptune covers. So when there is a sextile, you want to just understand that your intuition is spot on. And with the sun trine Neptune, you have increased compassion and sympathy and empathy and sensitivity to surroundings and to people. So you feel that spiritual connection. We are all one. That is so Neptunian. So manifesting your dreams, which Neptune also governs, is greatly favored. Remember, we have Saturn active, and Saturn is about manifestation, and you just feel very, very creative. Your inner artist wants to shine, wants to explore, wants to express. Spiritual insights are really there for you. Saturn sextile Neptune, that is really the big transit, aside from the one I'll go to in a moment that I mentioned at the beginning, Saturn sextile Neptune is for the final time happening this year during this Taurus full moon. And so it really enhances your interest in the spiritual divination arts, the subject matters that are more philosophical, galactic. And when you focus on your own spiritual gifts and make them real, financial flow is greatly enhanced. It's a big message because Taurus rules the second house, which governs financial flow. And then this transit happening during the Taurus full moon doubly enhances abundance and prosperity. So you can really understand now that what it is you're born with in terms of those gifts, which are from the divine, gifts that you've explored in previous lifetimes that are now coming totally there. You're becoming clear about who you are and what you want to do. You want to explore that spirituality. What makes you feel connected in that soul-centered way? Make it real and you will bring in the income. And that is the big message at the end of this decade. Is if you have learned anything, it is that, because as we move into the 2020s, that connection, the 2020, is to your gifts, is to the divine, is to listening at all times and being a channel for anything that is light and love and good. And so that means knowing what that gift is or the gifts are and making them real. So as long as you connect on that level and also are open to people who may be unique, out of the ordinary, trusting that process of expanding your experience in that way, knowing your place in the universe, feeling good about your place in the universe. This is all part of this moment. Now, this brings me to the fact that you have a spiritual code. It's called a star code, and you definitely want to explore who you are at soul level. And you can do that for free in this free masterclass at starcodeclass.com. I highly recommend you do it because it's, first of all, it's fun. You look at your birthday, you look at your birth code, and you also look at the numbers in your astrology, and it gives you a sense of who you are at soul level, and it helps you read the people in your life as well so you understand them better. So this is a fantastic time to go explore who you are at soul level at starcodeclass.com. We have now got to look at how to implement, how to take advantage of this Taurus full moon. And I'm going to come now to the final transit, the beautiful connection between Mars and Jupiter. So during this full moon, they are exactly sextile to each other on November 12th. And this is a gift from the heavens, because when Mars and Jupiter come together, you have such a desire to do well, to succeed, to begin a project and take it to a very high success rate. Jupiter is fortune and it is expansion and joy, wisdom. Mars is the intrepid desire to be proactive, to move ahead. So focus on those intentions. Act on them and you will see results unfold rapidly, because Mars does everything fast. It wants instant gratification. So that means with Jupiter in play here with Mars, that your financial flow increases again. This message comes over and over, and that you have the good fortune in your life that results from the belief in yourself. Jupiter governs our beliefs, right? So how you believe in who you are, what you believe about yourself is really heightened. So the good fortune actually arises from that good belief in yourself, and that will activate your goals in a positive way, because what we believe is what will happen. Our intentions are fueled by what we actually truly believe. So take the initiative now to benefit from those wonderful opportunities that this transit is going to bring during the full moon, and understand that you can experience really amazing results in all areas of your life. This is not just career or business. This is health, spirituality, peace, environment, leadership, anything, right? It is your whole life that is on the table now and will benefit. So let's look at some tips and takeaways now on how to put the Taurus full moon energy into optimal use in your personal professional life. Taurus is about manifestation and growth. And so it helps you manifest lasting success and prosperity step by step. The 1212 code, November 12th and the 12 universal year, governs learning through creative self-expression. So you really want to stay true to your vision. You need to stay focused on your dream. So much success is attributed to staying at what you are wanting to achieve well past the point that everyone else starts to give up. So you want to keep moving through those moments where maybe boredom strikes or challenges appear, and go well past the point that everyone else starts to give up. And that means you will be rewarded, because life rewards those who have total devotion. Total devotion. And Taurus is about that devotion, that love and passion that you put into the manifestation process. And this is why Taurus is the sign that governs financial flow, because financial flow is created through devotion. So you want to stay true to your values. You want to stay true to your vision. And staying true to your values means that, we live in a world where instant gratification is the norm, distraction is the norm. People want fast results right now. And so you want to take the long view. You want to take the building view, the Taurian view, the earth-centered view that, building relationships, building careers that stand the test of time, protecting your brand, under-promising and over-delivering, not caring about how others choose to live their life. They can do whatever it is that they want or need to do. It is not your business. Focus only on staying true to yourself. That is the key, right? Dreams start small, but little things accumulate and they amount to big things. So you need to tend to your vision and your values daily. With your vision, water those seeds, water those ideas. They are like seeds growing from the ground, and you need to do the daily watering. So that means small daily elevations. And those elevations will compound into massive results down the road. So over time, you will reap the results. And that is very earth-centered energy, Capricornian and Taurian energy. So success also comes to those who celebrate every small victory on a daily basis. So don't just see the end goal. See the little victories you have every day. The celebration itself creates a beautiful internal positivity, hormonally and spiritually, mentally, that will guide you through the next big moment or small moment. And so you need to celebrate. You need to say, yes, we did it, or I did it, or whatever it is. It's so exciting, and thank you, and give gratitude. That all is part of staying the course, right? The Taurian way. So no matter what work you're doing, you need to be patient, diligent, because leadership is about leading from where you are planted now. The earth-centered theme of being planted. So you're planted now in a certain way, and leadership is leading from that present position. It's not about the size of your title. It is only about the depth of your commitment in this present moment. So take the time to acknowledge your dream every day, because every dream starts small. Your dream will not move forward until you move forward, which is self-explanatory. You need to learn everything you can from people, from everyone, from your environment, from the events that happen in your life. You need to just learn. That is the number 12. Focus on doing your best with every project, with every task. Do your best at all times. And focus on how each project, each event enhances your life, not distracts you or puts you in a lower vibrational place. You want to focus on how each event, each project enhances your life, not focus on the limitations. Very, very important. Make lemonade out of those lemons at all times. And also finish the important things that you start. Don't just start. Mars likes to start. And so fortunately, Taurus likes to finish. Mars sextile Jupiter is one of the big moments in this full moon. So it will start easily. We'll be very excited. But you also need to finish those important things that you start. I was thinking about stars, which you do come from the stars. And the stars just keep shining, right? So that goes for you as well. Keep shining your light. Keep discovering your light. Go to starcodeclass.com. Take that class. Discover who you are at soul level. Have a beautiful full moon in Taurus, and I so look forward to seeing you in next week's Star Code episode. Bye-bye for now.